What's up, YouTube? Back for more BT12 decks. So this time we are talking about another very budget-friendly deck in the form of Imperialdramon. Imperialdramon is going to be very hard hitting this format again. I don't think, like, back a couple formats ago, it was already hard hitting. Back when it first came out, it was really good. Every time Imperialdramon gets new support, like, it immediately revitalizes the deck and makes it meta again. So, and like I said in the first video for BT12 stuff, like this set alone pushed out so much support for so many decks. It's honestly going to be one of those that I think is going to revitalize the game in a lot of people's eyes because there's so many, like, it's so meta diverse that, like, unlike last format where as a Black War player, I know that Black War was like running the format. This format, it is not going to be like that. Like, there's so many decks that can run the format, and it's going to be great to see people back at locals, people playing a ton of, like, diverse decks. I'm really, really looking forward to this set. So we're going to jump in with 4 of the new Demi Vmon. If you have a green Digimon and play one attacking, you draw 1. Then we've got 4 of the new BT12 Vmon, revealing top 3, add a card with Imperial, or free, and 1 Tamer card with Davis in its name is really good because it's a +2. Then at the end of the turn, you can Digivolve it as a source, DNA Digivolve it as a source, which is really, really good. 2 of the BT8 Vmon. We're only playing 2 of this just because the new Wormmon is much better, as well as the starter deck Vmon is better, but we still want searches. Revealing top 4, adding a 2-color blue card among them is really good because it is blue card, which means you can search out like Megadeth or like Davis as options or tamers. Like, that's really, really good. Then 4 of the Vmon from starter deck 9, again, on play, revealing 3, add a Digimon with free. That's literally the entire deck is free. Unlike where decks with Agumon have to search like Greymon in its name, you can, most of the time you're not going to whiff this just for the fact that it does specifically state free. He's free, 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 free. You can search your other rookies by his effect if you don't hit anything else, which is, again, really, really good. Then we got 4 of the new Wormmon. Again, the reason we're playing this over this, just for the fact that, again, it searches a card with Imperialdramon in its name and a tamer with Ken. Since we are playing the Ken and Davis, that is included. And it is another one to force the DNA at the end of your opponent's turn, where it can restart your own turn, because some of these do give you DNA and +1 back for gaining memory. Then we've going into 4 of the new XVmon. When it would DNA Digivolve into a green, you gain 1. You got jamming when it has Imperialdramon or free, which means these gain jamming. Then we got 4 of the new Stingmon. Again, when it DNA Digivolve into a blue card, gain 1. So cards like these are insanely good because by turn 2, you can, if you open really well, you open this, Evo this on top of Demi V, play this for your turn. If this survives and this goes up, that's such a free turn, because next turn you can Evo, if you've got the memory, like Evo here, down here, Evo here, or Evo here pushing him up, Evo here, that'll pass turn to your opponent. Like, say you've got 3 memory, you've got here for 2, 4, gaining back off of the DNA at the end of turn, going into Imperialdramon, you gain 2 back just there, and that's going to put you back at 1 automatically, and it's your turn again. So these both giving you 1 is insane. So he gives piercing and jamming, so both of these gives piercing and jamming to your Imperialdramon DNA. It's amazing. Then we are going to play a tech one of the Stingmon from BT 1.5, because when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle and survives, you gain 1, which is really good for late game plays, because it's only a 1-cost Evo over this here, which, again, it's only going to Evo over the Wormmon. But kind of like I was saying here, Evo this, DNA, and then you've got, like, jamming or piercing plus this is kind of insane, because then you're just going to gain a ton of memory. And then we're going to play 4 of the new Imperialdramon. I like the old Imperialdramon, do not get me wrong. But I honestly think the new Imperialdramon's better because it Evos, then you're going to trash top 3 cards of all of your opponent's Digimon. Then, when DNA Digivolving, 2 of your opponent's Digimon with none can't attack until the end of your opponent's turn. So you're shutting down their entire board by removing 3 Digivolution cards, which against like everything in the format is insane. Then, with its source, if it has Imperialdramon in its name, you gain a memory just from attacking. We're going to play 2 of the Dinobimon. Again, I think this is better than the original Dinobimon. You get to suspend one of your opponents. This Digimon gets plus 3k, and then it can attack an opponent's Digimon. Is really good. Plus, when your Digimon with Imperialdramon or free in its traits deletes one of your opponent's Digimon, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Being able to trash a security stack for free off a card effect is so good. 3 of the new Dragon Mode. The new Dragon Mode is, in my personal opinion, far better than the original Dragon Mode. Far better than the starter deck Dragon Mode. When Digivolving, if a blue card is in its Digivolution, unsuspend it. Then if a green card is in this Digivolution, suspend one of your opponents. So you're gonna, at that point, probably have jamming plus piercing, plus gaining 1. Then end of attack, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a Digimon card with Imperialdramon for its Digivolution cost. And when it would do this, you reduce it by 2. So if you do the full line, you evolve all the way up into Imperialdramon Fighter Mode almost for free. Because he reduces by 2, he evolves into this for 2, so this is a free Evo over this. Then you suspend all your opponent's Digimon with none. This dude's removing all of those, so you're just suspending your entire opponent's board. Then return one of your opponent's suspended to its owner's hand. By returning a Dragon Mode from you can return all of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the owner's deck instead. So adding this back to hand, you just literally wipe your opponent's entire Digivolution board. And then it gains 1,000 for each color in its Digivolution cards. While this Digimon has 2 or more colors, it gains Security Attack plus 1 and Blocker. So it's going to be like 15k with Blocker and Security Attack plus 1, with jamming and piercing, plus gaining 1. Like, if this plays right, you could put this by turn 2 or 3 almost for free, and it swings so hard. And even if you don't do this one, you do this one, you've got Security Attack plus 1, deleting, piercing, jamming, and then trashing 1. So you put so much pressure on your opponent, it's not even funny. Then we're going to play 3 Hammer Spark. I don't think Hammer Spark is played enough anymore, and getting a free memory in a deck like this, where, like I said, with these, getting Evos, end of turning, getting DNA, like, I think it's very needed. 4 Megadeth, like, I could definitely see arguments why why you could play only 3 Megadeth. You could easily do 3 Megadeth, 2 of the new Davis, but like, I think this being at 4 means you're gonna see it more in your security than you are in your hand. Plus, with the new mulligan rules, like, if you see too many of this, like, on the mulligan, or before the mulligan, and then you redraw, like, then your odds of putting out these in security is, again, even better. This card's insane. One of the new Davis, I don't think this new Davis is like meta breaking, but I think he's a good one of. Because if you have Digimon with free in its traits, or a Tamer with kin in its name, you gain 1 at the start of your main phase. Then when one of your 2-color Digimon or 2-color blue and green Digimon attacks, you can suspend it and evolve it into a card with Imperialdramon in its name. The main reason for this is it's basically like an X antibody, where instead of paying the cost here and just evolving over this, you can swing, Evo this on top, make this basically the attacker, and then everything goes off from there. End of attack, putting him on table as the giant blocker. Like, I think it's a really good play, but I don't think he needs to be at more than 1, just for the fact, like, he is a 3 cost. It's not something like X Antibody, where you literally play it for free underneath, and then you can do stuff like that. We're gonna play 3 Davis. Like, I can honestly see an argument where we drop the new Davis altogether, play 4 of this, because almost every single time you play this card from security, from your hand, you're gonna be getting a +2, just for the fact that, like, it's a free searcher of a blue and a green Digimon. Like, there's no way you're not going to be getting +2s constantly with this. To Sora and Joe, because of how the deck works, I think this card is going to be absolutely insane, just for the fact that, like, you're going to be removing so many source materials constantly from all of your opponent's Digimon, and then that pushes more onto fighter mode, where it's like, oh, you've removed these, remove more here when you swing, bounce your opponent's entire board. Then we're playing two of the Ken and Joe. Again, this is mainly for the memory adding. Green and a blue at the beginning of your turn, you gain 2 memory, basically. Then, when one of your Digimon evolves into 2 or more colors, you can suspend it to unsuspend. Is just really good for the fact of, like, everything in the deck being, like, from here up, all is 2 or more. So, I'm a big fan of Ken and Joe, or Ken and Davis here. Again, I could see an argument where, because of his effect, since most of the things are going to unsuspend anyway, you could, like, drop 1, play 4 of this. But, like, right now, I think this is how I like until I do a little more testing with it. So, that's going to be the deck for Imperialdramon, guys. I personally love this deck. I think it's going to be really hard-hitting. And again, the only really expensive thing in the deck right now are these, and these are like $3 a piece. Again, more budget meta decks are always welcome, because that means, like, more people can get into the game and play, because, like, rare, even one of your boss monsters is rare. These are super rares, and most of the time, once the set actually comes out, unless they're like a meta-breaking super rare, they're no more than $5 a piece, which is really good. These are uncommons. Those are going to be in like 10 cents each. Commons. These are from a starter deck that you can get for like a couple bucks each. Uncommons. Like, the entire deck is so cheap, guys. So if you guys want to play, again, a more budget meta-friendly deck, this is going to be your way to go if you guys really like the blue stuff and Imperialdramon. So make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up. Make sure you guys are hitting subscribe if you guys are not already, and I will catch you guys later. Peace, guys.